Wir sitzen ja jetzt bei GamersFirst, neben mir Rongini, die Senior Managerin von der PR. Wir wollen jetzt hier einige Fragen klären, auch über die nächsten Projekte von GamersFirst, aber auch darüber, was genau das Interessante eigentlich ist an Free-to-Play-Konzepten. Hello there, can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
I'm Ranjini Mukhopadhyay, the PR and Events Manager for GamersFirst, based in the US.
GamersFirst is the leading free-to-play MMO publisher in the western part of the world.
Yes.
So what is the success story of GamersFirst?
Well, our CEO, Joshua Hong, actually was in Korea and found this free-to-play business model and decided that it would be a great way to integrate for gamers. So he brought it to the West, to America. He trademarked free-to-play in 2003. And from there, we started building a company that was focused on gamers. We tried to focus on the community, and the whole concept between using free-to-play is really to allow the gamers to play the game, not have to give an investment when they don't know what it's about. And then if they'd like to later, to purchase different items or to buy a premium or something like that, then they can purchase it if they'd like to. But the games are always free-to-play.
Currently, you have a large portfolio of free-to-play MMOs like Night Online or a Warrock Clan Warfare, and so our Turkish and Latin American versions of Runes of Magic. Can you tell us something about the upcoming titles and what will the audience see at the Gamescom 2010?
Okay. We have two titles that are going into beta in the next couple of months in September and October. Take-A-Dome is our space MMO. That will be going into beta mid-September. And you'll see a big contest around the launch of Take-A-Dome. But basically, it's a space action MMO where you're in control of the destiny of the universe. Take-A-Dome Living Universe is basically a perpetual world where the gamers have control of what happens next in the story. We'll also have Victory, which is an MMO racer by our Italian developers Victus. And that will be going into beta in October. And then it'll be going into open beta in November, so very quick. And that is actually a post-apocalyptic racing game with the Formula One, 1960s Formula One style. It's a very customizable game. You can customize the car down to the number, down to the stripe on the right side of the car. And then it also has real-time physics. So it's very racing physics. And it gives you a lot of control over the car, the performance of the different aspects of the vehicle, and really brings kind of the racing to the MMO free-to-play segment.
Free-to-play is an uprising marketing gaming strategy. What was your reason to take place in the mass of free-to-play titles at the moment?
Actually, we started free-to-play in 2001, so we were one of the first to come to the table, and people weren't really interested in it back then because they didn't understand how free-to-play worked. So I think when we started the company, that free-to-play was the only thing in our mind. There's been opportunities for us to go to a subscription base or try that, but free-to-play gives an opportunity to the community and using gamer input that other models don't really give because, gamers they have to subscribe or, they have to create an account before they start playing. But here they can dive into the game, see how they like it, give us feedback, and a lot of times we incorporate their feedback into our updates.
What makes for you the difference between the free-to-play titles and the MMOs you must pay a monthly fee?
Well, obviously ours is free, so that's the main difference. But I think a lot of the difference is that we try to focus on community, and our community forums are very vocal. Our community gives us feedback constantly. We've used our community for translations and localization, so we try to interact with them on a regular basis, and I think that's the main difference.
Well, currently the market is full with free-to-play titles at the moment, overflowed it a little bit. So some are good and some are really bad. And but what makes your free-to-play title different from the others at the moment?
Well, actually, Warrock, our FPS is 3 years old, and that's still growing in popularity. And I think a lot of it is people start making a connection with our producers who are in the forums, in the games, and they make a connection with the company a little bit. And then also they get a connection with the game because some of their feedback is integrated into it. I mean, it's very difficult with how many free-to-play MMOs are out there, but our only, hope is that we are building a strong community and we're able to give them what they want. And the games are free, so there's no harm in trying before you commit to it.
It would be interesting to hear how you see the free-to-play future probably in the next 2 years.
I think it's going to be more free to play. I think the market is going to expand into, right now we have online free to play, but it may be free to play on the client side or the console side. So I think that area is going to grow probably a lot more rapidly as people find opportunities to monetize the games in different ways, whether it's through advertising or microtransactions or creating partnerships. They're going to find a lot of different ways to present the games, and people are going to want more free to play because there's already so much building out there right now.
You have a lot of different free-to-play titles. You have some kind of fantasy and sci-fi. Where get you the ideas for these free-to-play titles?
We have a publishing department that is at every trade show, hunting down everybody. So we work very tirelessly to just investigate as many titles as we can and seek the best opportunity for our portfolio, something that matches or something that will complement the portfolio, as well as something that we feel that gamers would like. I mean, we test all of the games in-house. All of our producers are involved in the selection process of how we go after which titles we want to take, and it's a long process. One deal can take up to 1 to 2 years. I mean, it's not very quick. It's not a quick decision-making process, but we feel that we have the best people out there to look at all the games, to talk to all the different types of developers, and see if we can get the best ones.
What can we expect from GamersFirst in the next years?
A lot, a lot. We actually have quite a few games that are on the horizon. Like I mentioned, Victory and Take-A-Dome are closest to being released here in Europe, but we have quite a few games in the lineup for next year, and also in North America. We're going to be, we already do a lot of localization for our games. You mentioned Nine Online is fully localized for Turkey, and we're also pursuing a lot more localization strategies, so throughout Europe, South America, North America, and also Turkey. And I can't mention too many things, but there's quite a few things in the lineup for 2011.
Okay, this was our last question. We will thank you for the interview.